What's up everyone? In today's video, I want to show you guys how you can build a highly visual, fully automated debt payoff spreadsheet using Google Sheets. If you're a young adult trying to manage your student loans, car payments, and credit cards, and you want to calculate exactly how to get completely debt-free using the famous Snowball or Avalanche methods, look no further. Now, full disclaimer, a lot of finance trackers out there are super confusing and cost money to download. But today, we're going to build this completely from scratch, top to bottom, for absolutely free. Just to give you a preview here, we're going to start by building out the core template using some dummy data so you can learn the exact formulas and formatting. Then, in the second half of the video, we are going to do a real-world debt payoff scenario. We are going to clear the sheet, punch in a massive real-world debt totaling over $80,000, and I'll talk you through exactly how the tracker dynamically adjusts to tell you exactly where to put your extra money every single month. You can actually download this exact same start file and the fully completed template by clicking the link in the video description if you want to just follow along. So grab your coffee, open up a blank spreadsheet, and without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so here I am on a new Google Sheets document. First things first, let's give it a title. I'm just going to type in Dynamic Debt Payoff Tracker. We're going to set up our main headers starting in row 1. In column A, I'm typing debt. Column B is amount. Column C is interest. And column D is monthly payment. Let's format this so it doesn't look like a boring cookie-cutter spreadsheet. I'm going to highlight the header row, press Ctrl+B to bold it, and pick a custom light blue background color just to differentiate it. Let's also go to the View tab and uncheck grid lines so our dashboard looks much cleaner. Now, to make sure our formulas work, we need to add some dummy data. I'm just going to type Debt 1 in cell A2 and drag it down all the way to row 9 so it autofills down to Debt 8. For the amounts, let's just do $1,000 for Debt 1, $2,000 for Debt 2, and so on, all the way down to $8,000 for Debt 8. Since these are monetary values, I'm going to select the whole column and click Format as Currency. For the interest rates, let's throw in some random percentages: 22%, 27%, 19%, all the way down to 8% for the final one. And for the monthly payments, let's just throw in some dummy numbers from $40 up to $200. Finally, we need a total row at the very bottom in row 10. I'll type total and bold it. For the total amount, it's a very simple equation. Type equals sum, select all of our amounts from column B, and hit enter. Boom, our dummy debt totals $36,000. I'll do the exact same sum formula for the monthly payment column, which adds up to $965. For the total interest, we'll do a quick weighted average by using the equals sum product formula, which gives us 9.92%. A massive wall of numbers isn't that helpful, so we need a chart to visualize exactly who we owe the most money to. I'm going to select our debt column, hold Control, and select our amount column. Then we go over to Insert, and under the pie charts, we're going to select a standard pie chart. Let me fast forward a bit while I drag this down to row 12 and resize it. I'm going to delete the standard title and manually add a bold text box above it that says Debts by Amount. To make it look professional, I'm right-clicking the chart area, going to Chart Style, and selecting No Fill for the background and No Border for the outline so it blends perfectly into our white sheet. You can clearly see that Debt 8 takes up the biggest slice of the pie right now. Now scroll down a bit to row 27. This is the most important part of the entire spreadsheet. We are going to type Debt Payment Budget. Next to it, I'm going to format a cell with a green background and a bold border. This is the only number you manually change every month. Let's say we have $1,000 to put toward our debts this month. I'll type in $1,000. Right below that, we are going to create a summary box. In cell A29, type Total Monthly Payment, and below it, Extra Payment. To get our total monthly payment, we just hit equals and link it directly to our sum of $965 from our main table above. To calculate our extra payment, it's just basic math. We hit equals, click our green budget cell, $1,000, and subtract our total monthly payment, $965. Hit enter and boom. It calculates that we have exactly $35 of extra money to throw at our debts this month.
Now we have to figure out exactly where the $35 goes. Underneath our summary, I'm going to type a big bold header called Debt Payoff Plan. There are two massive strategies in personal finance: the Snowball method, lowest amount first, and the Avalanche method, highest interest first. We are going to build a mini table for both so you can choose your strategy.
I'll type lowest amount first and bold it. Below that, we need our headers again: debt, amount, interest, monthly payment, extra payment, and new payment. I'll add a light blue fill to these headers to separate them from the main table. For the lowest amount first table, we are going to use a powerful formula combo called index match along with the MN function. In our new debt cell down in row 36, I'm going to type this formula. Essentially, what this is saying to Google Sheets is, look at our amounts in column B, find the absolute minimum value, and then spit out the name of that debt from column A, hit enter, and boom. It automatically identifies and pulls down debt 1. Now to pull the rest of the data for debt 1, we just do another simple index match. For the amount column, we type this formula. This simply matches the name debt 1 and perfectly pulls its balance of $1,000. We just do that exact same index match formula for the interest and the monthly payment columns, just changing the index range to column C and column D. Now, for the extra payment column, we hit the equals sign and link it directly to our $35 cell from our summary box, which is cell B30. For the new payment, we just hit equals, add our minimum payment in D36 plus the extra payment in E36. Boom, your new automatically calculated payment for debt 1 is $75. Now let's do the exact same thing for the Avalanche method. Below the first table, I'll type highest interest first and bold it. Copy and paste the blue headers. This time, we want the spreadsheet to automatically identify the debt with the absolute highest interest rate. So we use a very similar formula, but we swap min for max and point it at the interest column. Down in cell A40, I'll type this formula. Hit enter and look at that. It perfectly identifies debt 2, which has that absolutely brutal 27% interest rate. Then we literally just use our exact same index match formulas from earlier to pull down debt 2's $2,000 balance. It's 27% interest, and it's $80 minimum payment. We link cell B30 to the extra payment column for this row as well. Add them together, and your new payment for debt 2 instantly becomes $115. Everything just kind of aligns and dynamically works out together.
All right, now that the template is perfectly built, let's actually see how this works in real life. Nobody actually has debts called debt 1 and debt 2, so I'm going to completely delete our dummy data from the top table, and we are going to plug in a massive, highly realistic debt scenario.
Let's say you just graduated, and here is your actual situation. In row 2, we have a used car loan. The amount is $21,450, the interest is 10%, and the minimum payment is $455. In row 3, we have a massive federal student loan sitting at $37,200 at 7% interest, costing $380 a month. In row 4, we have credit card debt on a Chase Freedom card. $6,200 at an insane 25% interest with a $185 minimum. Row 5 is a Sophie personal loan for $12,500 at 11%, costing $315 a month. And finally, row 6 is a random medical bill for $2,800 at 3% interest, with a $150 minimum payment. Watch what happens to the spreadsheet as I punch these in. Our total row completely updates. We are staring down a total debt of exactly $80,150. Our average interest is 9.68%, and our absolute minimum monthly payment to survive is $1,485.
If you look at our visual pie chart, it completely dynamically changed. The federal student loan is taking up an absolutely massive slice of the pie, nearly half of all the debt.
Now, let's adjust our budget. Let's say you picked up a side hustle and you are aggressively paying this down. You change your green debt payment budget cell from $1,000 to $1,785. Instantly, the spreadsheet takes that $1,785, subtracts your mandatory $1,485 minimums,
and tells you that you have exactly $300 of extra payment to play with. So where does that $300 go? Let's scroll down to our payoff plans. If you are following the snowball method, lowest amount first, you need a quick psychological win. The tracker identifies the medical bill as the smallest debt at just $2,800. So we bring down the medical bill into our blue table. It has a $150 minimum payment plus our $300 extra payment. Your new payment is $450 towards that medical bill. At that rate, you will knock it out completely in just a few months. But what if you want to save the most money on interest mathematically? You look at the Avalanche method, highest interest first table. The tracker identifies the Chase Freedom credit card. It's sitting at $6,200, but the interest is a suffocating 25%. So we bring the Chase Freedom card down. It has a $185 minimum plus the $300 extra. Your new payment is $485 straight to the credit card. And there you go. You basically just created yourself a dynamic, fully automated debt payoffs dashboard in under 10 minutes. You can literally just type in whatever your current budget is, whether it's tight one month or you have a massive bonus the next month. And the extra payment calculator instantly updates to tell you exactly how to attack your debt using either the snowball or the avalanche method. It is incredibly flexible for whatever you want to do with it. Every young adult who's trying to get out of debt should definitely have this tracker in their Google Sheets. Once you visualize your debt and have a mathematical plan of attack, it becomes so much less intimidating. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and outcome of the dashboard. If you want the completely pre-built template version of this and all the formatting, the pie charts, and the snowball avalanche calculators perfectly ready to go, I'll link it in the description below. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like and hit the subscribe button down below. It really helps out the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.